Three, two, what is up, everybody? And welcome back to Zachary Reality. It is Zachary Reality. We have a special guest on today from Bachelor Nation. You know Aaron B from Charities season, as well as the Bachelor in Paradise season. That was a total flop. Aaron, how are you doing today?
It's so much better. Yeah, and you say flop, that's exactly how it felt for the past year. So yeah, I think we're good there.
I mean, it was kind of good, but everyone ended up breaking up so soon. And I mean, it was just crazy, but hey, that's what happens. Now we're getting a year off of Paradise, thanks to you guys.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. I think I think we were trying to go with the Golden Bachelor, have some type of love, but yeah, we did kind of fail, but we do have like Olivia and Kat to at least bring us together.
Yeah, well, they did play Paradise after Golden Bachelor, so it was too much for one night.
Oh yeah, so super overwhelmed. I mean, there was too much love. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we know we're taking a year off from Paradise, and there's going to be a new Paradise next year. They said they're coming back. Do you think you would return?
You know what? I said this, and I think I'm good for now. I feel like the year off has like done wonders for me. In just retrospect. So I think that maybe we'll see, but I don't think right now. Right now is not a yes at all.
Okay, so there is a chance. We have a year, so there's a small chance. And what would you want to see in Bachelor in Paradise? Do you think that there could be like a rebrand as far as like the rules, or maybe like a cast shakeup? Like, what do you think the show could do to improve?
You know what, Zach? Like, if I could go back on Paradise, I would say we need to have more games. Like, I'm
Mm.
so competitive. That's a different side. A lot of people are competitive on our cast too, but we would love like some games. Incentivized with some drinks at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Like a summer games type of vibe would probably do better because then you would have that element of competition and you guys wouldn't be sitting on the beach bored all day because we could tell you're bored.
Yeah, I mean, we're just sweating up a storm. Like, I got a towel over my head and things like that. And I think we played football one time, but we can't get our mics in the ocean, so that was the problem too.
Oh no. So can you get your mics in the pool?
No, we take those off too. We take those off
Oh,
too, but
so what
obviously it's the audio, so it's like, nope, can't do it.
oh damn. So what were like some of your favorite activities to do on Bachelor in Paradise throughout the day besides like talking to the girls?
Well, my favorite thing back then was drinking Pinot Noir on the beach. I don't even drink that red wine anymore. It's too heavy. I've been introduced to like Chardonnay and like Pinot Grigio, things like that. But yeah, I was like the one guy just like off to the side with like a glass of wine, like
Hmm.
super low key to myself, reading a book, try not to get in the drama, but of course that's inevitable.
For sure. I thought you couldn't read books, or is that only on The Bachelor and Bachelorette?
No, you can read books. I think they're trying to, like, I mean, you got the self help book on this season. They were trying to promote it. I
But that was like a fake book because then on the reunion, I don't know if you watched the finale the other night, right?
did. I did.
So there was like they said it was another book and then they blurred it.
Oh my gosh. There's like no words inside, too. They're just like, hey, you can't read. Just want to promote
Yeah,
this
yeah.
for the
Okay,
plot.
well, we'll put a pin in the Paradise for now. I do want to ask you your thoughts on Jen's season, but can you catch us up on what you've been doing, what you're working on? Are you doing the same thing for work that you did before the show?
Yeah. Like the past year, I think everything's pretty similar to what I did before the show. I work with a different company, so I sell payroll and things like that, and benefits for companies too. But I've also, I don't know if you saw my post today, but back into real estate. So I'm also doing
Mhm.
that. It's a lot of fun visiting properties and just getting that idea painted for everyone. So that's been awesome.
Mhm.
And yeah, just working out. Like, I don't know if there's like nothing else I post, but like me in the gym. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Okay,
pretty
so
good.
so what are the tips if I want to get big and strong? I'm trying over here. What do I need to do?
Oh my gosh, you just go. So just do 2 reps of like the heaviest weight, and then you'll
Mm.
you'll have your day done there. Just make
Oh
sure you
wow.
feel yeah, make sure you feel like you can't do it anymore, and then you're done.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll try it. I'll try it.
I'll send you.
Okay, yeah. How did you end up getting on The Bachelorette to begin with? Did you apply? Like, were you nominated? Reached out to by a casting? How did you get on the show?
Yeah, it was random as hell. Like, I reached. I think my former coworker, she reached out to. I don't know. Like, she got pictures of me. She typed up all this stuff because she knew like my last relationship
Mhm.
that actually was put on the show. So she's like, I know that girl that was writing to Charities family.
Mm.
But she wrote everything, and all of a sudden I got a text, and I thought it was fake. I was with my family, and I was like, "Hey guys," and they were like, "Well, if it's real, do it." And then I got another text saying, "Hey, like, this is for real." And all of a sudden I was on a Zoom call just like this. And
Yeah. Yeah. Now we're back. Did you have any friends on the show though? I know you're friends with Aaron and maybe a couple of other boys. Were you friends with them before you went on the show, or was that kind of after?
Yeah, no, Aaron definitely was before the show. We've known him for like five. I've known him for like 5 years now.
Mm.
But the other guys, like Trey Cooper, a lot of guys from his season, James Bonsall, of course, they rode out of
Mm-hmm.
Paradise together. He naturally became like a part of our little group here in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aaron made a lot of friends.
For sure. So you get to charity season, you find out it's her, right? Like a little bit before you go. So what was your thoughts? Were you excited? Were you really like ready for the whole thing?
Yeah, no, I was pretty excited at the time. Like that was actually like my first pick, Charity.
Mm-hmm.
And I let that be known too. They were like, "Hey, like, who do you want, to be the Bachelorette?" I was like, "Charity," and then Katie Biggers was my other choice.
Mm.
So once I think it was the women tell all. They were like, the producers reached out. They're like, "Hey, like, go look at the news, go see what happened." I'm like, "Oh shoot, Charity's the Bachelorette." And then Aaron actually recorded my reaction to it. It was pretty funny, but I'm just sitting there like, "What are you showing me here?" So
Is that ever going to see the light of day on social media?
it could. I sent it in, and I don't think they used it for the B-roll, but
Mm-hmm.
I still have it on my phone.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll post it. I don't know. Maybe a prank. Someone can dare you.
A little throwback or something.
Little TBT. Yeah, charity season was 2 years ago, so not too long.
Yeah, no, last year.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was last year. This time.
And are you surprised that her and Dotun are still together and they're still happy, or no?
I'm not surprised at all. Like, I mean, we've known Dotun for a year now.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world. He is probably the one of the most stand-up dudes I've met. Like, he's super. I guess when the drama was happening, he kept his composure. He's very well spoken, and he's not there for bullshit. Like, he made that very apparent.
Yeah. No, he's such a nice guy. And Charity, I love her. She's so fun. And so like, I don't even think her personality really came off on the screen. But once I started meeting her and stuff, I was like, she's just like the most vibrant, fun, sassy person ever. And she just like gets it.
Absolutely. And yeah, Dotton's like the perfect match for her too. So
yeah,
that's a good one.
From your time on the show, you had a great connection with Charity. You made hometowns. You made it to the final 3. Were you surprised when she broke up with you and that whole thing happened, or did you kind of think that it was your time?
You know what? I didn't think it was my time yet. Like, I literally when they said, I think it was Xavier's name after mine, I was like, "There's no freaking way!" Like, I had my stuff ready. Already had another suit ready to go to Fiji. It was just like, I was just like, "Wow, like, this was not supposed to happen."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just sitting there on the bench, like, not saying a word. I don't know what to say, honestly.
Yeah, you just sometimes when you're so upset, you have nothing. There's nothing to say.
No, I could have threw up. Like,
yeah, or something was gonna have to come out. So Xavier got 4th, or you got 4th place, right? And then Xavier got 3rd, but then you got brought back after he left or before he left?
Yeah, how's that work? Like, am I officially 3rd in that regard? Like,
I think so.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because he wasn't in. I didn't know he was in Fiji, but he left. I think Fiji maybe before I did, or at the same time that I arrived. Not sure.
Yeah. And I mean, how did you feel about going back? Was that your decision, or do you feel like you were kind of prompted to? Like, did you need more closure? Because Fiji is a long flight, didn't you? If you flew all the way back home.
Yeah, it was. It was like an 11-hour flight, and yeah, but no, it was like completely my choice. Like, obviously I couldn't say anything. Like, I didn't throw up either, but producers were like, "You know what? Like, this guy needs another shot." So they reached out and asked me if I wanted to come back, and I thought about it for actually a couple of days before. Like, I literally just got back fresh off the breakup. I was like, you know what, let me figure this out. This is the real life now. But yeah, I wanted to go back, and closure is something that we don't really get. So I felt like it was such a treat. Like, let me take this opportunity and see what's going on. But
yeah, and at least get a trip to Fiji.
Yeah, I mean, that was our international spot that season. So
yeah. So did you like actually go back to your house and like have your phone and go back to your apartment and everything?
Oh yeah, I went back to my apartment. My phone, there was like so many notifications. There's a couple of things I was dealing with. I was like, whoa, like, this is crazy. And then flying right back into it without the phone, I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wanted to talk to her, like, it made sense to do it before she got engaged, or then you would have had to wait until like the men tell all, and that's not for like a few more months,
Yeah, no, in real life, it's for a few months, and it'll be one of those like lost connection things. So yeah, every rock was covered, and I knew exactly where I was after that entire thing.
Yeah. So you also went to Bachelor in Paradise. Now, how long was the like time in between both seasons for filming?
I felt like it was like 2 days.
Really? Oh, it was that quick?
No. It was probably, I think it was a month, because I went to Mexico City right before Bachelor in Paradise, and
Hmm.
I had gotten the call like a couple days before that trip. So I was like, I might as well just stay in Mexico, bags packed. But
Hmm.
I came back.
And you don't even watch yourself on Charity season before you filmed Paradise.
I have no idea what I look like, what the story is, or yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people say like you might as well just do it because you're already under the contract. You're already kind of like brought into this world. You might as well go through and do both of them back to back. But it is a lot for the guys who make it far like yourself because you really don't have a lot of time to process. Where the girls on The Bachelor have like 6 months.
No, exactly. They can kind of like just pick off of the wall. And yeah, exactly. Like we don't know what we look like on TV. We're really just excited to kind of get it out of the way. Like the logic in us, we're just like, might as well do it now, just like you said with the contract. Um, in retrospect, I would have loved to like see what I looked like on TV first, though.
Well, what do you think you would have changed or not changed? Or like, do you think you were more aware going into Paradise? Like, what were the kind of changes you had like going into a second, filming season?
Yeah, no, I definitely was more aware going into Paradise. I think I wanted to be like more calm and chill, because obviously I was like throwing temper tantrums on the Bachelorette, not
Mhm.
getting my time and things like that. It wasn't that bad, but I was like, yeah, I don't want to see that again, or
Mhm.
see it back on TV. I was trying to imagine what it looked like. It wasn't good.
Yeah. And a lot of guys from your season went to Paradise as well. Was there anyone you were not excited to see, or was there anyone you were excited to see out of your friends that went?
I was excited to see Sean on the beach so early. I think, yeah, he's such a ball of light, like in real life. Like nothing gets to him. He's such a positive energy, and he's really good uplifting us guys too. And honestly, I wasn't upset to see Braden. I feel like that's like the one person that I would have been upset to see, but nah, he's a super cool dude. And yeah, we got into some stuff on the Bachelorette, but he wears his heart on his sleeve, and yeah, I called him out on a few things. Maybe it was my place, maybe it wasn't, but yeah, I was glad to see him. He had his hair grown out, little locks going.
Hmm. Yeah.
Of
He
course, his
ended up
rubber
not
ducky stuff.
being, yeah, he ended up being a decent guy and he got his happy ending with Christina Mandrell.
Yeah, yeah. Congratulations to him.
So when you got to Paradise, who were some of the girls that you had your eye on and who did you date? Was it just Eliza who you dated on that show?
Yeah, I forgot who this other girl was. She won the first impression rose going into Zach's season. I think she was like from New Jersey. I forgot what her name was,
Me
but
too.
she wore braids and things like that. But whoever that was one on my list, and the other one was just Mercedes. I only had like,
Mercedes is beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you date Eliza on the show. You guys had some ups and downs. They brought Charity in to kind of mess it up a little bit. I'm sure that was so frustrating for you as well. And you ended up getting engaged during the season. So do you have any regrets during the season? And like, how did you think that kind of whole show went for you while you were there?
Yeah, I would say I'd say no regrets, but obviously I would do a lot of things differently. Um, I'd move a lot slower for sure. I'd ask more questions in like fantasy suites when they give us that opportunity off camera. And but yeah, no, I think that was like such a great learning experience. Kind of stuff that you don't really get to do in real life. Like you got to work all the time and things like that. But you're just like, it's just like a love boot camp on Paradise. Like you have to figure this out. You have to figure this out. You have to form a connection. You got to find a new connection. And you got to make someone happy while also not losing your mind. So I thought that was all great experience during the show.
Hmm. And we see you propose, and I mean, obviously, it's really quick. It ended quickly after. Do you feel like you were like almost forced into it because you're on The Bachelor? Was it fully your decision? What can you kind of tell us about that final day?
Yeah, that was a crazy day, because I can hear Eliza screaming from the top of the bungalow that we were at. I didn't see her the night before because we got separated, but then I was like, oh, that must be her up there,
Hmm.
freaking out. But yeah, it was kind of like that for me inside too. I tried to like hold the frame for both of us, because I was like, if I freak out too, then there's no way. But want this to happen, want to move forward with it. We were in such like a deep state of like comfortability, and there was just a lot we had in common too. So we wanted to just see it out, and we were the most comfortable match at that point. So it was an easier decision, but it was hectic.
Yeah. And can you kind of like take us through the timeline of like when you got engaged and like how much after that you broke up? Like what was the months?
Yeah, there wasn't much to show for it, to be honest with you. Like, we came back from the beach, yeah, right before the season started for Charity and the Bachelorette. And then, yeah, we were talking. There were some times we were supposed to get together early August. That didn't happen. And I think shortly after that, that's when like the engagement was broken off.
So like, was it just like a month or 3 weeks?
It was probably a couple of days, honestly. Like, well, it was a couple of weeks. It felt like a couple of days. Like there was not much of a relationship at all. Like it didn't feel like we were engaged at all.
So were you sad? Like, were you devastated about it? Were you heartbroken? Or was it kind of like, that was a whirlwind, I'm going to try and move on?
Yeah, no, I was thrown off. Like I felt like I could have done things a lot differently. Like she had mentioned that, it didn't feel like a relationship. And I felt the same way, but I didn't move correctly. And, my parents were excited too. Like we FaceTimed after the engagement, like they got to meet her too a little bit. So yeah, I was pretty sad. Just like, wow, like, did I back off too much or it was just something that I could have fixed.
So do you like take full responsibility for it? Or do you think it was more of like, you guys just weren't a match and like, it wasn't even that bad of a breakup?
Yeah, no, we definitely weren't a match. Like after the show, like I was still trying to like make it work just because that's just how I am. Like I'm to a fault, I'd say. But I quickly started to realize that there was no connection at all. So I tried to start backing up at that point and starting to prepare myself. So when it happened, it wasn't like I was running like the streets of San Diego butt naked, like trying to profess my love to her. So
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's fair. She did end up getting a boyfriend, like whoever
immediately,
knows. Yeah. However many months later. And she kind of went ghost on us. I mean, I remember being really mad at the time. And a lot of people were mad at her because she was on the show, The Paradise before and Clayton season. And she truly just like went ghost, never did an explanation. No, nothing. And I'm like, I understand that like your business is your business, but like we were invested and you did sign up for the show. So give us something,
yeah, a lot of people were invested, including my family. So like I get it. I don't think there was a lot of transparency. I won't take like full responsibility, but I do take some responsibility. I just feel like we could have came together, especially like in the very beginning, and at least talked about, hey, look, like this is not matching. I need to see what's up in Berlin or whatever. I don't want to go through with this. I would have appreciated that, but yeah, I think some crazy person sends me her post, but like she had like her anniversary or something like that. So I'm happy for her. She's doing her thing. So that's
I love that. Yeah, no bad blood. Were you surprised the other engagement couples broke up? It was Kat and Braden. And
John Henry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Scuba.
And then there was there one more couple or no?
Kylie Avon. I think did they walk off together or
yeah, they walked off together as boyfriend girlfriend, and then there was that whole thing, which was interesting.
yeah. I've seen both of them not recently, but actually, yeah, recently I'd say. But no, it always felt like in that relationship that it was never solidified. Like they were trying to play the cards and see how it would turn out. And yeah, I'm not surprised it didn't work out, but also I would have loved it for it to work out. I just know that it was an uphill battle. But yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, it is what it is. On a lighter note, who are you closest to from The Bachelor or Bachelor in Paradise? Like, which friends did you walk out with that you're still really close to to this day?
Yeah, so I talked to people would call him FP, but it's Pete. I think he's a super cool guy. We talk all the time online and things like that. I saw him last time I saw you when I was doing Colt 45 karaoke.
Jack's.
Yeah. But Pete was there, and Adrian, he's another guy too. Yeah, and also Sean. Sean does a good job of checking in with people, which I do a terrible job of. So
Yeah, fair enough. Can we talk a little bit about Jen's finale and Jenn and Devin and the breakup? I mean, what a crazy week it has been. A really entertaining ending. Like, it was good TV, but it was so dramatic and crazy, and I felt so bad for her. What was your takes? What did you think about it?
Man, I was just thinking production the entire time. I was like, of course. Like, she was sitting there crying and she was all hysterical, and all of a sudden she says, "Do I have a choice?" And I was like, wow, that I felt that. Like, that's crazy. She felt like it was just like a train moving ahead and she couldn't do anything about it. But I think she knew, she said that she was going to see the proposal, but I think in that moment she was like, I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. We're just like, bam, let's do this. Uh, but I mean, that was, I guess, the most confusing part. Not the confusing part. That was not the most confusing part about the night. It was really just Devin, like,
Yeah.
how you just flipped the switch like that. Like, that was, and then the way he was like treating her on stage, like, she's clearly upset, and you're not comforting her at all. You're just like trying to defend yourself. Even though you're not trying to defend yourself, he said, but he was defending himself. So I thought that was like a huge letdown for a lot of viewers and people that were voting for Devin, and it just sucked to see. And I was curled up in a ball watching, like, damn, this sucks.
Yeah, she was pouring her whole heart out. She was crying. Like, you could tell it was so genuine. And like, he was literally like, is this over? This is ridiculous. And I'm like, how are you not prepared when you know
Yeah.
this is coming? And how do you not like think that this is on TV? Like, he just seems like such a dud and a jerk. I mean, I'll be interested to hear what he has to say, because I'm sure he'll do like the Vile Files in a couple of weeks. But were you surprised by this? Like, did you kind of hear maybe a little bit of spoilers that this was going to happen?
You know, I was super unspoiled this season. Like, I wanted to be, because I wanted to like see where production was going to be at different moments in the show, week by week.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with him. Like, I was actually raised in Houston, Texas, and I was like, oh, wow, this guy reminds me of like people I went to high school with. And I didn't have like the best high school experience, so I wasn't trying to put that on him. But I was like, this is what this reminds me of.
Mhm.
And once he was like starting to fall in love with her, he like pulled the ice cream out from the get go. I was like, this guy could be legit. Like, he's trying to stay away from the drama, keep the main thing the main thing.
Mhm.
And then I don't know. I feel like the rug was pulled, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah, it was really confusing because he really seemed all in. And I some people were saying that maybe he just like was turned off or got the ick because she proposed, and that potentially emasculated him and then kind of set the tone differently, then changed the dynamic. So, I mean, would you ever want a girl to propose to you, or no?
I'd be flattered, honestly. Like, I mean, I thought he did a good move though. Like, he still like got down on the knee and he did his thing too. So it's not like she can't propose. Like, he can also propose. Like, I don't know if that would have been a thing. Uh, but yeah, he goes from 100 to 0, actually.
I mean, yeah, like Jen said, like it would have made sense if he, said he changed his feelings, but he didn't even say that. He like led her on and didn't communicate. So, such a disappointment. But it really worked out for Jen because she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. Do you watch Dancing with the Stars or any other reality shows, or do you really only keep up with Bachelor?
I've never seen, well, I've seen Dancing with the Stars. I don't follow it though, but Love Island was, I usually don't watch reality TV,
Mhm.
Zach, but like, I'm digging Love Island. Like, I love how that show is ran and like how the couples are able to form their relationships too.
No, it's such a good show for sure. What have you learned from yourself most from going on The Bachelor and being on TV? What was like one of the biggest lessons you take away?
For me, it was like patience with myself. Like, I put a lot of what happened on me. I was trying to carry the weight on my shoulders and things like that, and not really make it the other person's problem that I was with. Like, I was taking most of the blame, kind of what we talked about.
Mhm.
Uh, but I give myself more patience, more grace, and honestly, I thought it was a once in a lifetime experience being able to see like myself on TV acting the way I was, or little things that I was like, okay, like, I didn't know I was doing that. Um, but yeah, I was kind of disregarding a lot of things, rather than like keeping it real. So
Mhm.
I saw that immediately. I was like, oh God, we got 2 shows of this. This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you didn't get to watch yourself, so you couldn't even reflect. So it was kind of one show. You just had a little bit of a break.
And I would have loved that like tarot card, like watch the show, like write some things down, journal every day, but no,
Mhm.
get that chance.
For sure. Well, I love it. So thank you for coming on. I'm glad that we were able to run through and talk about your time on the show, and I really appreciate it. I have been trying to get you on for a little bit now, so I'm glad that you came through.
It's been quite some time. I'm glad we get to do this too. And yeah, I always look forward to seeing you too. I'm going to be in LA in a couple weeks for the LA Fashion Week. So hopefully I
Ooh,
run into you there.
for sure. Hit me up. I would love that. Let
Or,
everybody know where they can find you and follow you.
yeah, so my tag's easy. AA Ron R Bryant. That's it. No numbers. So Aaron R Bryant.
You're on Instagram, or do you do like TikTok or?
All platforms, TikTok, Instagram. Whenever I make a YouTube, it's going to be the same thing. So hopefully we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Everyone go check him out. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.